A satellite arc sweeps across the western Pacific, tracing the flight path of a U.S. hypersonic missile. Below, radar domes dot the Chinese coastline, their arrays scanning for signatures that could signal the start of a war. Tension is not just in the air, it's embedded in the logic of both militaries. The geography of East Asia compresses decision time. From Guam to the Chinese mainland is just over 3,000 kilometers. A hypersonic glide vehicle could cover that in under 15 minutes. Now, U.S. bases in Japan, South Korea, and the Philippines sit within range of Chinese intermediate-range missiles, while Chinese early warning satellites peer outward, searching for launch plumes. But what happens when conventional strikes blur into nuclear thresholds? The US military's evolving doctrine emphasizes rapid, deep strikes against Chinese command and control, missile launchers, and air defenses. Many of these targets are dual-use, housing both conventional and nuclear assets or sitting adjacent to nuclear command nodes. This is not a moral judgment, it's an analysis of incentives and logistics, because China's nuclear posture has historically been restrained, which was a small arsenal, no first-use policy, and warheads stored separately from missiles. Yet, as US precision strike capabilities grow, Chinese planners face a dilemma. If a conventional barrage could cripple nuclear forces before they're mobilized, does waiting make sense? But still, with that being said, the lines are shifting and we're all seeing it happen. PLA rocket forces modernizing, fielding road-mobile ICBMs, MIR-VED warheads, and new silos in western China. Some launchers can carry either nuclear or conventional missiles, making it difficult for US planners to distinguish intent in real time. Meanwhile, US war games reveal a recurring risk. In the fog of a fast-moving conflict, strikes on Chinese missile brigades or command bunkers could be misread as an attempt at nuclear preemption. With warning times compressed to minutes, the pressure to use or lose nuclear assets increases. So how does this change the calculus for both the US and China? The answer lies in escalation pathways. China believes its nuclear deterrent is at risk. It may easily disperse warheads, or raise alert levels, or even conduct limited nuclear demonstrations to signal resolve. Each step narrows the window for de-escalation on both ends. Differently, the US must now plan not just for victory in a conventional fight, but for managing the nuclear shadow that overlays every missile launch and airstrike from China. This requires new protocols, so clearer signaling, tighter target selection, and a back-channel communications to avoid catastrophic misinterpretation. Now, if we zoom out, the infrastructure of both sides is adapting, because China's expanding hardened silos, building new early warning radars, and investing in space-based sensors. The US is deploying more survivable platforms like stealth bombers, submarines, distributed missile batteries, all designed to complicate the Chinese targeting. By any measure, the risk is not just technical but psychological as well, because the speed of modern weapons compresses decision cycles while the ambiguity of dual-use systems cloud intentions. So in a crisis, leaders may just have minutes to decide if an incoming strike is conventional or nuclear and whether to respond in kind. This is why US military planning is undergoing revisions as we speak. War plans now include explicit consideration of nuclear escalation triggers, with red teams tasked to identify moves that could be misread by Beijing. The goal is not just to win, but to avoid stumbling into a nuclear exchange through miscalculations alone. Paradox is now clear. The more precise and rapid conventional weapons become, the greater the risk that they trigger the very nuclear use they are meant to deter. As both sides modernize, the Cold War logic of mutual vulnerability is giving way to a new era of entangled escalation. In the end, no matter how we twist this, the map is unforgiving. Distances are short, sensors are fast, and the lines between conventional and nuclear is thinner than ever. Challenge for US planners is to navigate this terrain without crossing a threshold from which there's no return. So if you like this kind of content, do me a favor, like and subscribe for more.